No question. Of all the places I've had the opportunity to coach and be a part of the program, this is probably the most special because the people here in El Paso, they're Miner fans and they support the program, and there's no division, and so you're coaching for a group of people that really love something, and then also when you add the basketball to it, it's probably one of the top 10 basketball programs in the country as far as just where people really care.
When you look back at your career, was there any one game that stood out? Because I always thought the UAB game where you put on that defensive clinic was probably one of the greatest games that Miner fans had seen during your era.
You're right. That game, the Hawaii game that we came back and won on a late shot, that was a big game. That year we had several big games, but defensively against UAB was probably the best we played all year. And then obviously anytime you win a championship, when we won the WAC championship, that was a big game also.
People don't always understand too the relationship you had with Don Haskins.
Sure.
To the point where you guys would get on the phone and talk while you were coaching here, and it's special to think about, just even though he had not been active as a coach, how involved he was with yourself, Billy Gillespie, and some of the other coaches.
Well, how lucky I have been to be around some of the greatest coaches in this game, and by far, when I came to El Paso, he was one of the first people I contacted. And then when I became a head coach, there was probably less than a handful of days that I didn't talk to him. And he was always available to give me advice, try to help me. But at the same time, you didn't ever feel like he was trying to get in your way. He was truly cared about you as a basketball coach and trying to help you. And that was probably the 2 years, looking back, not only was it fun years, it was probably the 2 years I learned more about basketball, and it was because of him and what he shared with me.
Last question, that is Conference USA this year. There's some good teams like there is every year, but it seems like Conference USA is always putting itself in as a one-bid league, and it's a shame because they deserve more. The league deserves more, and teams deserve more. What needs to happen to really try to improve the stock of this league as a whole?
Well, I think more than anything, Steve, I think more programs need to take the approach that UTEP takes, and that is to spend money with the programs and not be a bot league, but be a team that continues to buy in teams in non-conference. Because I don't care who you are or what program you're at, if you go on the road, the chances are you're not going to win. And the one thing about UTEP is they always understood that to be a NCAA tournament team, the preseason is probably as big a factor as any, and so many teams in our league don't do that. And I think if we're ever going to become a legitimate league, that's something that the athletic directors and the presidents have to commit to.